So I'm going to tell you guys a story on how I got fired for flipping pancakes. All right. Well, in 2020, I got hired to an automotive shop. I just left a shop where I was rebuilding airplane engines, and I was like, all right, I want to get back into automotive. I go out, I start at this place for about a year and a half. I'm working there, and me and the guys there getting along great. Not a single issue the entire time I'm there. And, we always bullshit, whatever. We're all good friends. And then eventually we get a new kid come on. His name is Anthony. Anthony's 19, and he's like, oh, I'm big and bad. I'm rough. I'm tough. Whatever. And then one day we're all sitting around talking. We're talking about the shenanigans all of our friends do and everything like that. And, a couple of them are old enough to be able to go out drinking and whatnot. Tell us their stories about drinking. It's like what me and my friends do when we get like that, or what we used to do. We used to flip each other's pancakes. Three of them standing around looking at me. They're like, what's flipping pancakes? I'm sitting there talking to them, and I'm like, you guys have never heard of flipping pancakes? They're like, no, not at all. If you guys don't know, I'm going to tell you. Flipping pancakes is when you walk up to your friend, you take your hand, you go under their boob, and you flip it up. All right? And we came up with so much terminology in my group, and I'd messed around with them, and then it got to the point where us at the shop were doing it. I would talk about it with them, sometimes we'll be out, at a bar with a friend, and then somebody else from one of our friend group is there, and they don't even know we're there. So we'll walk up to a crowd of people that they don't know, out of the crowd, and then flip their pancake. They have no idea what happened. Motherfuckers are out here flipping pancakes like they work at IHOP. All right, this goes on for about 3 or 4 months. Then, the kid Anthony, he got a little tired of it, so I stopped. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna try it. I'm not gonna piss him off. Whatever. It's like I don't know him that well. I know the other two dudes pretty well. I've known them for almost 2 years at this point. Then, one day, driving to work, I get a call from my daughter's school. Apparently, somebody tried to pick up one of the local girls in a Jeep. It was a green Jeep. And the little girl ran to school. They made a notice, hey, this is what happened. The police looked into it, and I guess everything's okay. Well, I got to work. Everybody's standing in a semicircle, and I walked up to Anthony, and Anthony walks to work. Anthony walks 30 minutes to work because his car blew up. I know this. Everybody knows this. But when you're in the trades, you make fun of people. I went up to Anthony. I'm like, hey, I know you don't own a green Jeep, and you've never even talked about a green Jeep. I was like, but I personally would feel more comfortable if you told me where you were at about 45 minutes ago. And they were like, what? And I told them the situation, and everybody laughed, except Anthony. This kid that was all big and bad walked away from the rest of everybody at the shop and started crying in the corner. We're like, what are you crying for? He's like, I have childhood trauma. We all do. Get the fuck over it. And then in the coming weeks, he ended up getting into a couple of arguments with me here and there. Nothing too crazy. And then when we went back to the shop one day, and my manager pulled me into the office first thing in the morning, and he's like, hey, I have to write you up, and somebody said that you had touched them inappropriately. It's like, flipping fucking pancakes. It's like, what? My boss is like, what? I had to explain the terminology to him. I let him know. Everybody was doing it, but I decided at that point I wasn't going to snitch out the rest of my friends that were there. I was just going to leave it be, because if I took one down, I had to take everybody down. Before I even made it to my car, I had a new job. And that's how I got fired for flipping pancakes.